Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Duplex Built to Rent. We're going to go over some issues that pop up whenever you're doing new construction. These are the types of things that happen. It should not bother you. This is just normal type stuff, and you don't want to get too wrapped around the axle when it comes to this stuff, because otherwise you waste a lot of energy on things that are not that important, in my opinion. And then the second thing we're going to go over is just some procedural things, basically how to do the step by step on how things work in new construction. All right, guys, let's get into it here. We're going to be first looking at this one video that I built, that I put together here for you guys. And like, check this out. As soon as we get into this video, you can see that somebody right here accidentally punched a hole, bumped a hole, hammered in a hole, who knows, whatever it is. The point is now we have to get another door. It's kind of hard to fix that stuff. You can try to fix it with some Bondo, but at the end of the day, it's got to get fixed. Anyways, it's normal stuff. It happens. You don't want to waste a ton of energy on that kind of stuff. It's really not that big of a deal. Let's keep moving through the process of the new construction. This is the 106 Runnels property. We have an extra door there as well. And the reason we have an extra door is because the one door that we're supposed to get came in backwards. So it was opening in the wrong direction. So not a big deal. We'll get that taken care of. We're got the cabinets covered up because we are doing the primer on the interior paint. This is a couple of days old, but I just kind of wanted to show you guys here the procedure. We have a cabinet there that's missing some of the final stuff there. We'll get that taken care of. And as you can see here, we're going through, and you can see that this is just primer. And the way you can tell is right there. You can see that. You can see the streaks. I don't know if you see streaks right there. That is not the finished product. You can see the streaks, okay? And the reason we use the primer is because that way the final paint that we use ends up sticking really, really well to this, and that gets a thicker coat of paint on it. So right now everything's just getting primered because we do, the paint for the doors, the casing, the baseboards, and the ceilings as well. All right, next I was going to go into this property here, and then I decided to just go ahead and just back out. If you can't see, there's a lot of paint in the air just from the guy painting. If you can see that, he's completely covered from head to toe just to get the paint done. I am not going in there, because if you do go in there, you're going to get paint all over yourself, all over your face, in your nose holes, in your eyes, everywhere. It's going to get all over the place. All right, so the next thing that we have at these particular duplexes is we have the culverts. The culverts have to go in at some point. Now, this is specific to some areas of Texas. Not every single lot that we're going to do is going to require a culvert. A culvert is just this black plastic, corrugated plastic, super thick stuff here that we are required to do so that the water can flow through it once we get heavy rains going in whatever direction the water is going to be going in, okay? We have to have some sort of drainage for that. Now, if you look here, these are going to be 18-inch by 20-foot long culverts. All right, now we have to get these delivered. They're super, super long. If you have a trailer or something like that, you can get them, yourself. But at the end of the day, what we're doing is we're going to have them delivered there on site. And then we also need this crushed concrete, which is a different type of material that you need. You see how this stuff is not just dirt. It's something else. It's something called crushed concrete. That's the stuff that's going to go underneath and around it. And basically we have to have a 6-inch cover on that stuff. I'm not sure why pictures are doing that. We have to have 6 inches above it. Let me show you exactly what I mean by that. We'll get to a picture here in a second. Here, I'm just showing you that sometimes what happens in some of these projects is that these guys are working with their big machinery. I'm going to try to zoom in for you guys here a little bit, but look, they broke off that piece. They broke off another piece here on the right-hand side. It's not a big deal. The guy told me, he's like, hey man, I messed up. I kind of broke this off. Whatever. At the end of the day, he's trying to help me put it back together. It's not a super big deal. We can get that replaced, especially now before we start doing the painting. All right, let's go on to the next thing here. Boom. Now at this point, we have the majority of all of the crushed concrete in. But check this out right here. Let me move myself out of the way. We have a pipe here that I had to notify the city that the guy also clipped while we're working on there. Again, I don't want to get wrapped around the axle. The guy calls me. He's been working with us for a very, very long time. We have a lot of trust working with this guy. And so whenever he has an issue like that, he tells me right away, we handle it. Things like that are going to happen. You want the type of contractor that's going to have at least the decency to call you as soon as it happens so that you are aware of the situation. So don't waste a lot of emotional energy on that type of stuff. It happens. It's an accident. No one is out there being sloppy. They're definitely not drinking on the job. I am assured of that because I was there with them. So now check this out. This is basically what it looks like. Right now we are at the 106 Reynolds property here. You can see it on the right hand side. This one is the one that's getting the culverts. Also, the other one just did as well. But the thing is this, I'm jumping into the ditch to show you guys. And this is exactly what the city wants to see. This is an inspectionable item. So we have the 20-foot culvert. So from here, the top of the culvert, didn't draw that very well, to here, we have to have a minimum of 6 inches. Okay, and then on top of that, we have to have another 4 inches for the actual concrete of the driveway that's going to be coming in. All right, and we want the water to flow away from the property as best as we can. Now, that is part of the inspectionable items of the stuff that we need to do. And so I'm just taking pictures of it there, and I have to call the city and let them know, hey, we are going to be needing an inspection. All right, so this video that I have here is before the driveways were finished, at least for the crushed concrete portion of it. We are going to be putting actual legit concrete on that, but this is a requirement before we put the concrete down. We have to put this crushed concrete in, and I was just taking some video of these guys out there working. There's all the crushed concrete on the back. They use a laser level. That's what this is right here. This laser level is essentially going to help them ensure that they have, you see they have a string here. They're not in, the string is kind of like lopsided because it's not in use at the moment, but that's what they use to guide themselves as far as like how much is 6 inches above the culvert, right? You can't just go over there with a little ruler. So they use a laser level, and then they also ensure that this area here and then this area down here has a downward slope. All right, and that's what these guys do. That's their business, so I'm not going to be too worried about it. They're doing a good job. They've always done a good job with us, and they have worked inside the city limits before, so that makes it a little bit easier too. And the reason the guy sits on it is so that the crushed concrete doesn't try to slide in underneath it. And then here's my last video for you guys of what this thing is done. Looks like finished up. We have all the crushed concrete that was back here is completely gone now, and everything is looking nice and smooth. And so, you know, everything's beginning to get that final grade that we want, right? We want all of the rainwater to be able to go away from the property this direction. We have some meters there that we have to address. And then, of course, you see all the grading going this way away from the house. And that's exactly what we want. Now, one of the things I think people kind of fail to realize whenever we're doing this stuff here is we need to have some distance of separation here. You see how the slab is here? We were talking about this last time. We want more of the slab to be showing, so that way it's when the grass is put in, we don't want the grass to be like so close to the siding that you have no room. You want to have at least 4 to 6 inches here of just slab showing. All right, guys, those are all of the updates that we have right now for these properties. We have the granite that's going to be coming tomorrow for both of these units. It's going to be 106 and 104. Once those are in, I'm going to show you pictures of that and what it looks like. It's going to look fantastic. And then we're going to start working on all the final finishes, getting the driveway, getting the water meters, getting all that stuff taken care of, and we'll see you guys then.